all the same teams 4 days straight, and within a single tournament, often you see it more at LAN events, but this qualifiers kind of is the same. A meta develops within this tournament. Come the major, it'll be totally new picks.
I watched a little bit of the American qualifiers, and Fox will know this too, because American qualifiers, you see first pick Sven, I was like, what's that first pick Sven about?
Yeah, every region has their own meta.
Like, it's a really different meta all
This is the Europe meta. The SD Lunas, the VP with their Sladas and Daxias, the Ogre first pick every game.
Southeast Asia is just like, all right, Warlock first pick.
Yeah.
Dude, Warlock, what was it? There was a stat saying I think Warlock was...
Most picked.
It was the 12th most, it was pretty high up on the most picked in the qualifiers, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was one of the most picked at first. I think it was like on the second day, but now I don't know. I didn't get to see everything.
It was, and then I think
it was
that didn't pick Warlock as much didn't make it through. For example, Escape picked a lot of Warlock. We had a lot of Warlock in the qualifiers.
There you go. There you go. The Rams.
That's more of a respect than anything else. I don't know if they're really concerned that Sven would lose against the Lifestealer.
Well, Sven's
good against Lifestealer.
You
just don't go the HP build so much. You maybe go like an AC instead of your Satanic
maybe
or
do what Ramsey did last game and get the evasion, get the butterfly. It doesn't, it's not buffing up your HP. It's
no, I think Sven would have been a good pick, but and then you've got physical damage with the Slather amp, which is the way of fighting against a Lifestealer.
I'm surprised that Batrider is still the pool, but they ban out Sand King, which is also a good offlaner for my control, and it's I
wonder if Liquid takes the bat. The mind control bat lifesteal.
The other hero that's there for Liquid is the Rubik, which can be a support or the mid.
Yeah.
It's been one of their go-tos. It's good with the Lifestealer, good combo with an Ogre. So, it also just reveals nothing.
Next level, it's actually a Kura Lifestealer.
Not gonna happen.
Bring him back original Liquid. Until he got freaking knocked out.
Maybe. There's no telling.
He's gonna wait till level 11 now for the Ancients.
Yeah. This could be their last game, though. I don't know if they.
Yeah.
I think that they're gonna put Matu.
You think that's gonna be Matu last?
It's a Matu.
That's like it's one of his most solid heroes.
I'd be willing to bet sandwiches or whatever that is. This is Matu.
Sandwich.
That's what we're betting around here.
That's what we bet on day one. But I'm the only person here that actually wants a sandwich.
Oh, look at him cracking his knuckles too. Yeah.
I can't. I'm so cracked.
Sandwich.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. And I don't think anybody on the stream wants to hear it either.
Oh, they can't hear it.
Yeah, they do. They heard that one.
You know that was a moist crackling.
I don't want to know.
My hands are kind of sweaty. Palms are sweaty.
Okay, so Liquid is taking their time. If
get
they
the
would
bat.
have,
Get the bat.
well, they don't need to get the bat because Virtus Pro is not going to get it, so they can pick it fourth if they want to.
No, that's true. Yeah, they could get it third.
If they think that there is a support that Virtus Pro or a mid that Virtus Pro.
I like that because I think that would have been nice for VP. So Liquid picking it up, stopping VP getting it.
Yeah, because normally I'd expect them to pick like a Rubik there, but this is better versus Darkseer and also blocks Solo from playing.
Yeah.
That was almost certainly going to be like disruptor.
The block I'm thinking too, like, was Liquid's other two cores that Disruptor may have actually really messed with.
Tidehunter, but Tidehunter's the big one that Disruptor counters. If they were to pick a Tide as their fourth picket for their offlane, then blocking that Disruptor very important.
Yeah, we'll probably see VP go for what, like an Ursa? Not now, maybe in the next couple picks though for Ramses because it's such a good matchup versus the Lifestealer.
Yep.
Bring back the SF. Bring back the mid SF.
Mid SF and the
I guess they wouldn't have a clock with it. No,
Slaughter. You can't do both.
Lifestealer kind of eats Shadow Fiend throughout the entire game too, unfortunately.
Omni Knight.
Omni Knight.
Dire team's turn to pick.
I like it.
How is this being laned?
So Omni Knight Slaughter. That could be the duo of supports, huh?
Where's Darkseer? Oh, as in duo supports, yeah.
Do you push Slaughter now into the one roll instead?
Like, it might be a possibility.
Yeah, because this is really awkward lanes if you're doing Omni Slaughter as your two supports.
And Slaughter, if you're like, if you're super farmed, you can stand toe to toe with the Lifesteer decently just because of the bash. Of course, Lifesteer gets the feast and everything because you're a strength hero, and if you have sprint activated, you take a ton of extra damage. But bash is pretty good.
But the is going to have a marvelous time in top lane if there's an aggressive tri lane because he's the only ranged of the
Yeah, but Disruptor doesn't really pack a lot of damage until he hits like level 3. Like he's 2 points up in the storm to battle against that kind of regen.
I wasn't implying on aggro tri lane.
Yeah, I was thinking that either. Like you could potentially do it, but it's very weak.
I wouldn't really. Yeah, I wouldn't really for that. Yep, they pick up the Batrider.
Yeah.
Liquid looks like they're getting.
This is a better draft for them. Like they've got better vision. They got a better pick.
Yeah,
this is like MVP draft. Full melee, run at you. The old MVP Phoenix.
You get Iron Shell and Repel. So Ursa is pretty happy with that.
Last time Liquid dealt with an Ursa, it didn't end so well though, and it was also the second game in the series.
Ramsey's Ursa is. I think his top 3 is got to be what the Lifestealer Sven Ursa.
That was a very different Ursa game.
Yeah, those are probably his 3 like.
And then maybe
Most commanding
Slark's up
ones.
there for content. Yeah.
We haven't seen it in. I think we haven't seen it in a while.
Does he not play Rams? Is he not?
No, he does, but we.
No,
I,
it's like this qualifier, not.
I think he didn't play this qualifier.
I haven't
Right?
seen it, but
I think
I've
Hero
seen
just
a
kind of
couple-
fell out.
I've seen a couple of
Safety
smart
ban.
bans, but that's
Yeah.
it.
there's the SF ban.
It's a safety ban.
They actually do ban
Well,
Shadow.
I mean, they've got minus armor and they want some ranged physical damage, I guess, is kind of why I look at the SF this game.
Yeah.
As
he
much
could-
as Lifestealer eats him, I think he can also eat Lifestealer with amp damage.
Is
Yeah,
the
yeah,
temporary
that's very
section,
It goes both
10
ways, where they
seconds
kind of
remaining.
both hurt each other.
And he gives you like a little bit of variety of like the magic damage as well
5
because he has
seconds
Requiem and
remaining.
raises.
It's a additional minus armor to benefit the Ursa too, so.
I'm still waiting for the Team Liquid burst damage. Like, I'm not
Reserve
feeling it.
healing.
Like, if you get like a good start on something like a Temple or Assassin mid, that might be a nicer way to go. But right now, it's kind of like you got Infest damage and everything else is just this continuous stuff.
Yeah, they've got nice like vision advantage though over VP now. VP has the Amplify, of course, but VP has of course the Firefly to give them the vision for the glimpses as well. And you know, lasso into a kinetic storm or a kinetic and a static storm is very devastating.
Well, who can you put in the mid that will be able to do enough damage to Ursa without coming in range of him? And I'm talking a burst damage style hero as well. Like, what mid do we see?
Is it a Queen of
Like, Invoker's still on the pool, but I don't know if
You want
that's not what
to
it's not
semi
classed as
carry
burst
mid.
damage.
Do you want the TA? The TA with
Yeah, the TA
Versus
That's what I
Dark
was thinking.
Seer.
for Liquid?
I was
Great.
thinking TA at first too, but versus
The
Dark
Bam
Seer, it's
Miracle
kind of like,
Miracle.
uh-oh.
I'm thinking
Radiant team's
it's
turn to pick.
With the
No,
repel?
TA is
I'm-
good.
I'm
And
like-
they've got
I'm liking
the Amplify.
I'm liking the TA for the fact that Liquid might even be able to get into Roshan before VP's ready to do it, with both Lifestealer as well as TA.
Dragon.
Ah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, they've been doing this.
Dire
for
5 melee.
Let's go.
It's the MVP style.
I lean more towards TA just to remove the armor of DK and
I just
like,
wanna see
shred
Liquid-
him apart.
Pick some.
Well, I don't think that argument is more that DK is good against TA because you've got high armor. That's where I think that's more the
Yeah.
argument here. It doesn't.
Come on,
If anything, you want some magic
10
damage
seconds
because of the
remaining.
DK.
do something
but-
special. Let's bring something back. Bring back
But-
PL mid. There you go.
Medusa,
No,
right?
no,
Like
Five
first 5
seconds
melee.
remaining.
Everyone goes for random prediction, see if they can do it. God style Lena mid.
Reserve
The
turn.
Lena mid. No.
Right.
Oh, Razor's even
Ah,
better.
you're
Yeah, that's
so
actually
boring.
perfect.
There we go.
Boring.
The ode to Fata.
It is, yeah.
Miracle
Where's
saying, all right.
Where's Fata when you
Where's
need him right
Fata
now? Fata would be able to win this game for Liquid.
Oh.
That's
Let's see if he can do it.
like
Step into the boots.
top 2
Of the
worst
past.
matchups for Dragon Knight in the mid lane.
Okay, so
I mean, you use your. I mean, you still at least get
You
some
still
CS.
farm,
You
yeah.
breathe fire, you back off, you lose your damage. You just last hit only with breathe fire.
It's a scary thread, like stages
Yeah.
of the game too. Like if you're linked up, you pretty much have to get
Well-
like 4 steps on your support heroes.
Yeah.
And
is it the last
DK.
game?
What?
Is this
Oh,
the
this
last
last
game?
game.
I
Of the
I-
year?
I think
I like
Liquid
Liquid's
are gonna
game.
do it. They've got Matuma Man back on the Lifestealer.
Yeah,
let's go.
That
They've
in
got a
itself
team-
is confidence for me. The Lifestealer of Matu. Like
Lifestealer matter.
They've
10
got team
seconds
fight.
remaining.
They've got the bloodlust and for like their carries and everything. They've got mixed damage between physical.
5
They've got.
seconds remaining.
I think they've got pretty much what they need to take this game. I Liquid.
But it is VP. This
It
is
is
a
VP.
This is VP. This is them. Right, we got everything that we wanted this game.
Yeah, they got a
It's-
fighting lineup.
And VP are looking pretty scary. So actually, yeah, screw that VP 2. Let's go.
Again, I don't think it's a major win on draft. It's just very different draft styles where Liquid have what appears to be a well-rounded lineup. VP are very much all in the aggression, run at you, push towers, kill heroes, let's dive, let's hide. And if VP get a good start, they could snowball and win it.
What I do
very
like
fast.
about both drafts, it is
Oh.
both
Let the
a draft
fighting
that really is
recommence.
their own draft. They don't try to counter anything. It's just a draft that they are comfortable with and that they both are probably fairly happy with. So
He's got the new Darkseid set.
Yeah.
VP knows what's up. I'm
VP
back
knows
on
what's
VP
up.
as well.
Okay,
He's
well,
got the Darkseid set.
oh, over to you, W Pog. Bye bye.
We give up our cosmetic experts as we go into this game.
I just wanted to quickly comment on it though. I actually love that Darkseer set. It's pretty sick.
He's got the big book though. I guess the book with the eye that moves.
Yeah. And he ports right away to the top lane, gets a nice ward down. But did I just see Kuroki pinging that?
Did I see
pinging it.
mind control cut through a tree line and go all the way back behind a tier 1 tower?
That's what when Moo and Moon Meander were doing that, so they can guarantee themselves experience. They just cut the creep wave right away and guarantee that level 2 right off the bat. Brighter.
So I suppose there's no one that really stops. Like there's no like lion stuns. You've got no other stuns that are gonna slow him down. Like if you get Earth Shock as well as Purification, maybe he's gonna run into a couple of problems.
Yeah, I don't think that they'll expect that either. Look, yep, they got the ward. Goodbye, Scarecrow.
Miracle, first blood. Poor little ward.
Nice little acceleration there for him, though. He already has a Salp coming out now, or Tango's at least coming out. And that's a D ward already, so VP going to be playing with a little bit less information on the map.
I kind of want to watch this pull, see if it works. Like the runes are going to go the normal way, so Miracle as well as no one. Then get what they're looking for. Lil is in the mid lane doing the body blocks. They won't have his crush to stop this.
He's got boots, so at least he's got 335 movement speed, but Ramses is the Windlace build with 330. But Omni Knight's ready to catch the range creep, so it's going to be up to Ramses to try to solo kill Bat, which I don't think is going to happen. So this should be fine for my controller. Take that creep wave, get that nice little level 2 right away.
Does he hang around a block, or does he just keep going?
He's going to keep going.
Alright, so all the way up and around.
They're going to pull it to the big camp of neutrals, make sure they get a little bit of extra farm. And yeah, it's an Ursa, so he'll be able to last it pretty fine with those Fury swipes on that Satyr.
I like this timing.
Tower is under attack.
He keeps the aggro up. He's going to have to bring it underneath the tower, won't he?
No, you cut it down.
Okay.
That's
I thought he was going to reach it in time that he could cut it up that way, but it would have to take out a tree in order to do that.
Yeah, it's like Mu. I think Mu and Moon were the ones who... I want to say were the ones who did it, but I might be mistaken.
Okay, did Kuro just play mind games by walking up like he planted an observer? The ping came out, he showed himself just in this little area as he walked towards the hill and then just walked straight back again. I swear this guy is baiting out a sentry.
He might be playing those mind games for sure. Mind control now, level 2 already. He's got 3 stacks. Sticky up on Ramses, but do have Omni Knight behind him, even though he doesn't have repel.
Surprised Ramsey hasn't bought a stick. Like, all goes up and buys one now.
Yeah, he went up and actually bought a stout shield. Looking to have the creep wave under the tower quite a bit because of the situation that happened. Looks
Yeah,
he might
he's already
pick
moving
boots.
for it now. No, he's not gonna wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, no, he bought boots. Didn't even buy the stick.
Yeah, mind control again. He's gonna take the creep wave, and yeah, solo can't really do too much about that. He skills the degen though, so he's like, I want to try.
Can at least make it difficult for control to run away. Looks like middle lane, no one's attacked by Miracle. Miracle got for the extra point up in Static Link early on, up against the DK. Not going for the boss field. Whilst Lil and Kuro ash each other down. One of the rare times I've seen an Ogre with that Knob of Venom.
Man, 12-8 Laser 5-0 Dragon Knight. Ouch.
It had to be at some point today where Miracle would have a really good mid lane.
Yeah, that's like the dream matchup. No one's gonna be able to secure maybe 1 or 2 just per wave with the Dragon Breast, but yeah, Miracle should be able to free farm quite heavily since he's gonna steal on an average of like 30 to 40 damage every single Static Link. Still 91 before I say. So 38, nice.
Oh, rotation from Kuro to go around the back of the mid. No one doesn't really have a lot of mana to work with, but the amount of gold he's got. Kuro puts down the observer walls. At least he'll see when the bottle is going to come out from no.
Man, mind control with this arcane rune was literally able to just zone Ramses off the creep wave because he just gets that, 2-second cooldown on sticky. He gets 3 or 4 stacks almost instantly. Ramses got pressured pretty hard there.
Efficiency cost is also going to be pretty damn good.
Yeah, you barely lose any mana. Kuroki making a move toward bottom lane.
Yeah, he's just scoring the solos pull.
Yeah.
He takes the last hit on the creep and then pulls the wave over.
Yeah, he's like, guys, I'm not needed top. Like, you shouldn't die to Darkseer. Flardar, just get your levels up. Bulba, chain pull.
Deny.
Oh, Miracle's not a healthy man. No one's bottling up. He's got his fire back up and running. It's level 2, so it's not enough to kill the Razor. Especially when he misses.
Yeah, he's just farming. Trying to get as many last hits as possible.
His bottom lane also seems to be like just like an accident waiting to happen for Virtus Pro. Like there's one guy behind us, Lil with a sprint, trying to make a play on Miracle. No one does it. Only got breathe fire, so there's the first shot. He's holding it. His fire will connect and bottle charges is not enough to keep Miracle alive. First blood will be spilt by Virtus Pro with a great movement in from Lil.
I think Lil does this every game that he plays the Slardar when they have DK in mid. He always rotates like right before nighttime with an. Like, I feel like it's always with an Ion Shell as well, and he always gets that play. Nice move there by him, picking up that much needed kill for no one.
It's just when Liquid get more aggressive on the board. If you get Bloodlust, so your movement speed's going to get higher and higher for mind control. Not sure if he always wins the battle of speed against the. So.
Ooh, Kuroki though.
Yeah, especially
it's
when
only level 1 degen, but with body blocks by Solo, Ramses with phase boots, Windlace, this should be a pretty easy kill on Kuro.
Burst heal from Purification, and Ramses having his phase boost completed means he's got the extra damage and the movement speed to more than easily keep up with the Ogre.
Kyle Ramses doesn't even buy a stick in that lane though. He just pinches up the 4-man shield, phase boot, windlace, doesn't feel the need for it with the 8 tangles that he had.
When you think about it, like, it's only going to assist him to get more aggressive, but they've got Solo behind him to help with that.
Like he just needs the phase boots to be able to catch a Batrider, so and it's very smart by Ramses.
Well, the only thing he has to expend mana on is Ursh as well as Fury swipes, which right now are pretty low on the priority list. But with this really quick start for Ramses, like he's almost got, like, if he wants to, he can get the lifesteal. And think about, actually, can he even slip into Roshan when you got mind control hovering around this lane so much? Like with Firefly down, maybe you consider slipping into the pit early on.
I think that's too much of a risk in this type of game to go for those type of Roche plays so early. They definitely want to make it more of like a team effort rather than him like solo. Yeah.
It just seems to be a lot easier. Like, okay, maybe if Lil actually had level 6, then you do it before Liquid could respond.
I mean, there's a chance that he could go for a solo play if they. Oh, yeah, beautiful scan by Dire there.
They have an Observer Ward down, as well as a Sentry, but VP, they walk straight into it, and already Kuro and Miracle just goes for a run for the 6-minute rune. Maybe that's also what VP were hoping for.
Yeah.
Like Liquid making a run for top.
I mean, there's a chance that VP does go for like a big like play, and they make like a lot of space for Ramses to try to go for that solo Roche, but it's more than likely that he, like I was saying, he probably won't.
Solo's moving over as well. Kuro, well, they know they hit something with a scan previously, but they haven't seen anyone since then. And
now
with
they do with the
4
ward.
heroes in the mid, they start over Miracle, TP support. They go for 4v4, but will Miracle support that long goes down, but not far enough. It's the wall up from Volva, catching a ball. Here's the Virtus Pro. Lil will fall, but Numbers looking for more with the glimpse back. They can maybe, no, they can't. The purification makes this Kuro has to fall back. Just not enough mana in the tank from Liquid to keep that fight going. So it's a mid for a support as a trade-off in favor of Virtus Pro.
That's, I mean, it's very scary though, because we were mentioning Razor is super well versus Dragon in the mid lane, but not if he gets rotated on multiple times. No one actually pulling 500 or 600 gold ahead of him now at this point, and he has the level 6, so now it's not as detrimental when you get Link. You have that dragon form range potential.
My control is running dry on this bot lane. Having the time of his life. Morbid Mask is up while that fight was happening. My control was moving over, so Ramses had more time to beat the tier 1 tower down. Top lane, they're trying to around the back of Lil. Open wounds, there's 2 points up in it from Matumberman, but up against the sprint of Lil, it's still not enough to turn the fight their way.
Yep, some damage stealing the mid lane, and Ramses is probably gonna go for what, that Mask of Madness build that we do tend to see, Blink. Yeah, Mask of Madness into Blink Dagger.
He's gonna have such high movement speed.
Yeah.
Like with Fade's boots, then you've got that, and he's still just like the casual Windlace.
Look at the defensive warding coming out from VP2. All 3 of their wards on this bottom river side, kind of. The nice thing that Liquid has is they're able to do Pasha sitting at 4 HP in the jungle right now with that one ward they placed earlier.
Little guy there.
Mask of Madness being delivered in a moment on Ramses.
Dire's bottom tower
Pressure in the tower a bit.
Oh, there's a little bit of support nearby. My control is not ready to be part of this. So all Bulba can do is just harass from range to try and dissuade Ramses from beating into the tower anymore.
Another arcane ring there for my control.
Lil, crush up on top. Perfect range from Matumberman though. Saw it coming from Marloff. But, where's that? Okay, he's only a surge so far. Now the Iron Shell's on Lil. So he's looking for another one. The crush that happened, but Matumberman, not too healthy. Rage
fast
though. He does have Infest. Lil, is your Infest. You'll find the kill. The Darkseer illusion. It was there to finish the job.
He was really hoping that there would be a Radiant creep there so he could hop into, but they wanted his, so it's going to die, and it was so low that he heals little, like basically nothing from the Infest. But picking up the kill on the Slider.
This is the second
more worth
now,
it for
like,
VP.
but it's only the Slaughter.
Yeah, it's way more worth it for VP.
And VP's playing this like we saw FNG was probably one of the other ones who played a really aggressive support Slaughter. And it's just always attack, always attack. You don't care if you die, you'll get mana, you'll get regeneration from your teammates. You're just that front line hazard, creating the same issues as a normal 3 position would.
Giving Darkseer quick level 7 is amazing too. Like level 4 and Shell already online on his way toward that mech. Liquid, look like they want to make a play down here.
Miracle's coming, he's going to find Lil in the breeze. He's not moving. He's just running each other down. Ramses.
They noticed.
So quickly. Bulba didn't stand a chance. Mind control also being amplified. So Ramsey's on the hunt after him. He's losing that movement speed, however. Mind control is losing his firefly. He needs to make it over the hill. DJ Nora is slowing down. Starts TP right in the middle. He'll come back in the sun is there. No one's rotation, just in the nick of time. Ursa hanging in the tree line. The illusion barrel and Ramsey back into the fight, gaining in a lot of life, but that last attack from no one reaches up to Miracle to bring him down. And Virtus Pro now 7-2, 10 minutes in, moving beautifully, and Liquid on the ropes and potentially facing elimination from the major.
Such quick rotations by VP. They see the aggression coming out from Liquid, and they just instantly bring 5 heroes down there. Very good responses coming out from them.
Need to find a way to stabilize this, or else the bleed is going to keep going to Mateleman. Maybe this is one way to do it. Open up over on the Omni Knight. He just repels up Ramses and lets him get out. So the sacrificial lamb of Solo. Ursa still got the last hit on the towers. They still got the money for it.
Yeah, doing a very good job of sacking the heroes that they don't really care too much about. They're just like, all right, kill our supports, but our cores are the ones that are keep getting out.
And this is just going to flood more money for VP. That armlet's on the way for no.
Yeah, and it's almost a mech completed now for Pasha as well. So I think 900 gold away from it, I want to say. Yeah. And have the armlet basically finished up on no one to...
Another peak point of items for VP. Liquid. Okay, so Mind Control and Bulbous Smoke. They're headed down south near Matumberman. They can pick him up on the way through. Because they've got run underneath an Overlord too, maybe there's a little bit more confidence, but Miracle's coming down. Okay, Matumberman's just making the run. So Solar thinks he's alone. It's glimpsed, doesn't really go that far. And now they shoot even deeper. The last two over the Omni Knight, they hold it inside the Solar Bulba. But at least they ensure that kill. Miracle will start the skip. But
Yeah.
Liquid are going to push this tower fast enough, nowhere near as fast as a Dragon Knight. With an illusion as well, and the top tier 1 tower is going to take harassment damage.
Yeah, it was actually pretty interesting. No one popped his DK form to farm the Ancients, and then he walked over toward the mid lane, but he didn't have a TP, so they were very ready to just like kind of sack Solo down there. They did have a TP cancelled as well, I believe, by Lil, I think. Yeah, it was by Lil. They don't want to play too reactionary.
Oh, nice. I guess one of the towers, the wrap around is Lil, high movement speed. Control, he realizes he's kind of a VP sandwich. Even the Darby is throwing down the wall looking for the extra points of damage. Miracle arrives, finds the field, does some work against both Pastor as well as they go on the run. Nice crush from Lil gives him the space, plastic charges to bring that life back up again. Kuro's hoping for a quick pick. With Purification already happening, then a glimpse of attack, but there's a lot of life on this VP life as Randy just looks to go ham, battling against Matumberman. Matumberman have Infest, so he does have an out in case he gets a little bit too deep with Purification over on Kuro. No Earth Shock with the brief fight. Kuro dropping down very low. One more, maybe two from Ramses. It will in fact be to find that hit. The wounds are still go from Matumber. He's got to be careful coming in close towards that Ursa! Infest very quickly, pops back out, nice build damage. VP fighting underneath this tier 1 tower. Now no one has to stand his ground. Keeps that toggling going of the arm as the Dragon Ball cool down again. The survivability, the sustain from Virtus Pro is just unreal. Heals galore, plus the toggle. Liquid can't seem to catch a break.
The Fury Swipe duration just being ridiculous there, honestly. Like, the Lifestealer still had 4 or 5 stacks on him, so when he tried to come back in, he gets hit once and it's 200 damage. Same thing with Razor. Nice little kiting execution by VP, and that was before they even had the mech on the Darkseer. So now they're going to have even more sustain coming out, and look at Lil's farm. He's just been running around making plays. He is 400 gold from the Blink Dagger and support Slardar at 14 minutes. He hit that level 6 at like the 850-minute mark as well. He's having such an impact on this game.
He's got as much net worth as Mind Control. Like, your 4 position of VP has as much net worth as Mind Control.
That minus armor, it's going to hurt.
Yep.
Level 4 Crush. Dagger going to be coming out, so they're going to have that. That's like Initiator already now. They're going to have it on their 4 with a mech.
Liquid.
Liquid has a lot of right now though on the map.
And they were still so paranoid that they scanned in front of Roshan. Like, they've got 3 wards perfectly covering around the front of Roshan, and they still scan thinking maybe VP smoke could go in.
Yep. Solo now smoked up. He does this a lot, actually, I feel. The Solo smoke mission, and he just it's fun.
Dire's
Same as
top
solo
tower
too,
is
but
under attack.
And then he does this.
Oh, God.
he put the elves right top of this tree. Now the Glyph's back. He'll repel himself up, so there's no real follow through here.
Ramses wanted to go, but no repel for him. So.
Already got a blink dagger. He's just itching to use it. Like that came in after the mid fight happened.
Yeah, so much mobility with the Ion
Leading
Shell
on
and
Dire's
Surge.
top tower.
So for Ramses from here, what do you want to do? Like, is it worthwhile going BKB up against a disruptor, or is there a better choice?
I think he'll just probably save for a bit. I think the Aghanims is still fine, but he can just wait and decide based off the feel in the game. Like he has time to see how much. Like if the next fight gets him like a big surge in money, like the backer's not too bad. But BKB might be like really safe, but it doesn't really do much versus the Razor.
Liquid, they come over. Ramses, well, yeah, got the enraged up, just get down back in again, but you know who's gonna do it. Fights up, Kura's on the wrong side of the hill. Ramses blinks down past his head, a back and wall. Look for it, hits him with the freeze fire damage. Liquid, they're getting caught again. The blink crush, Lil picks up just before this fight. He'll be able to start the back line. But Thunderbird, no points at the back. They just amplify and try to do enough damage. Can't kill him off. And the Disruptor dies to the Ursa.
4 for 1, and it's right next to the Roche Pit with everything active. Edie on Dragonite. They'll have the amplified damage on top of it to accelerate too.
Everything is coming up VP right now. They are looking so good and Liquid. I'd say they're on the roof now, but I think that roof is on fire, ready to snap.
Was a good reason.
I would have to be inclined to agree with you as well, because this is looking at very grim for them. No one sitting on 3k gold on this Dragonite, more than likely picking up at that. He really likes the Lothar, or the, I keep saying Lothar, sorry guys, Shadow Blade pickup, because you get that little extra sneakiness of it. But we'll see what he opts to do for this game.
Well, he's moving over to the side shop if he wants to sell the Quelling Blade and pick up a bigger item. As a piece of the bigger item.
Let's see what he opts to do. He has options for sure with the lead that they're attaining. Taking a look what's grabbed, it's already 10,000 gold. And he's going the safest build possible. Going to be going for that BKB to be that frontliner as a Dragon Knight.
Ramsey going straight Basher.
So he is going to go for the Basher here.
Yep.
So he can stand toe-to-toe with the Lifestealer, and then he can actually just burst down the Razor if he gets one of those bashes and just gets in a range off right afterwards. He can kill him super quickly.
I love the elements. You get so much money, so the BKB is coming up for the DK, so that's his choice. Combining it with the Basher. So you've almost got like your sword and shield between the two of them.
They have Repel anyway for the Ursa too, so that was something like we kind of were forgetting a little bit, but...
Alright, Liquid, they need to make something here, or else this game is done. They have to
ready to go. They give me the Repel, I'm in.
Yep, there it is, Repel. This is the Ursa overall score. I know the effects was still there. Of course, he's already down. They're wrapping around behind as Lil just jumps in. Amplification Disruptor is a really good storm. With the infest off, they bring down the Omni-Knight. Now Lil's also going to get isolated, but the bigger problem is still going to come out from Ramses. The Tumberman, they break the Aegis Immortal. Buyback down from Lil. Wants to get back and involved in this one. Volv is so low on life. Down to 20 HP, but again, his kinetic fields keep VP at bay.
Holy crap, so it's like Miracle stole 200 damage, but Ramsey's actually just blinked in anyway and starts hitting him with 0 damage just to stack up those Fury Swipes. And the fact that no one has so much farm, he's actually able to dish out a good chunk of damage. They just have so much sustain, so much heal, so many ways, like bringing it with the vacuum, the mech, now blink on Darkseer, blink Slardar, so many different ways to just take the fight themselves, and they not showing any hesitation in diving towers.
You think he'd be at least slightly scared of Matumba? Like, Tumba's a fair chunk of damage.
Yeah, he almost has the Desolate as well, Echo Saber. Like, he's hitting pretty hard. The Bloodlust as well.
But they just don't seem to really care much. There's so much sustain already. Like, enabling such aggressive players. The Battle Rider hasn't really been a controller either. Maybe it's going to be maybe it's a little bit better for Liquid once he finishes up what appears to be like, I don't know if he's just holding on to the casual win lace and then he gets a 4-star. Or if he's thinking, oh crap, I need the Dual Scepter to try and maybe keep this Ursa out of play.
I need to get something. I think the Force Staff to peel the Razor away from people because Miracle's he's really struggling in this game. 0-6, he's sitting on phase boots and he's going up a Blade of Alacrity looking for like the Manta style or maybe Diffusal if he really wants to versus the Omni Knight, but
here we go again.
Squishy.
Dragon Knight. This time I think Liquid, they understand that tier 2 towers are really so low. There's no reason to fight over it.
Yeah, they're gonna lose lots of map control though. This should be the opportunity for VP to put a couple aggressive wards down. They have one already now placed on that high there. And yeah, one defensive ward. And now they play a super deep ward to watch the movements of Liquid. So they're gonna go for this tier 2 top, and it should be, I wouldn't say easy to take, but it should be okay because they have the BKB, DK, Omninet, Repel, and everything. And no.
And also, Liquid have no intention of fighting.
Yeah, it looked like they were going to because 2 people ported back to the tier 1, but they just kind of stood still after that. Looks like they're going for maybe a desperation smoke.
I don't know what they really want to do. Like, that's like, if they smoke up right now, they're going to arrive. And like the Dragon Form will wear off, but there's still going to be a double damage rune over on the DK.
Yeah, none of them actually have a smoke on them, so they're all just kind of grouped up. Like,
they have a fresh death.
Okay.
So Matumberman is bought out to try and do this fight. Did they actually have any? There's no buybacks. What? Everyone should have money, but they know it's like they have to win out or not. Lil's kind of up on a hill at the moment. Do they have a 4-staff? They don't have a 4. He's just gonna TP out. He TP's the tier 1 tower.
They saw the rotation from Liquid that ward that they had placed before. It got dewarded right where that sentry is, right where you're looking. Yeah.
Yep. Right around this area.
Yeah, so they saw the movement coming out, and they should probably predict that it's an infested life seer because they haven't seen him on the map. Top lane's pushing in.
They're so close to having the 4 stuff though. I don't know why Liquid are trying to force this issue as opposed to just like farming up the lanes and waiting for VP to hit the main point, which is push high ground. Right?
I think they're just a bit, I don't know, a bit lost, honestly. They're just like, holy crap, we're getting ran at so hard with these 5 melee heroes. Like, we have to respond. We have to be making the plays. We can't just let them do everything to us.
But they're coming for the kill. Like, VP are fine. Like, they'll stick together as 5 and travel to Boston as 5. Liquid can't separate them. Radiant are also scanning. They know that Liquid's coming up behind, and it just pings. Mind Control gets the vision. They'll move. The blink up is Ramsey's having a look for it. The Dire Observer Ward giving really good vision back, not going to hit. Same with a Crush, but Liquid, even with all these abilities missing, and being the one to it looking for the fights, I mean, bailing out.
VP just knew that was happening because top lane is almost at the tower. They know that they have all the information on the map that they need to know that Liquid was going for that smoke play. They wanted to go for a fight even. They were like, they're smoked here? Let's get them.
Even if they have to do a blind.
Yep. Lil picking up a medallion now. Minus armor, level 11 as well, so he's at minus 15 plus the minus 8, so 23 minus armor coming out on anyone that he decides to throw that on. Abyssal almost pushed up on Ramsey. They're just items now.
Luxury items, 22 minutes into a game. A Blink Dagger, hello. Nice little pick up for a Dragon Knight. Finally, they may find an opening with a Firefly from Mind Control. No one will jump forward. Miracle have a good... Still a damage to the back! Whoa! He did everything! Holy get the storm down, the Dark Seer is burning, and so is the Earth, and it's the bat fight. Liquid could have so much Miracle. Oh, looking to pump that in to somebody, and he found a good bag, he repels up, the Miracle keep diving for it. Now the Guardian
GA!
Kura can't get out of here, the Dark Seer will just bullet through. At least Kura will get the kill with a Fire Blast. Losing Miracle was not part of the plan, but at least they showed that they can take fight.
That was a huge static ball. They pretty much all climbed up. I think he got 4 people. It was beautiful. Tons of damage dished out for him. Taking a look at it. Just get broke. It only shows a bit of it. Unfortunate there, but already.
Radiant's middle tower shouldn't have to take this abuse.
No one
Radiant structures have been snow.
This nice base can now be created up team. Like, you got Mind Control keeping good finish.
Middle tower has fallen.
Plugins are getting
12 behind in this graph and is going to keep swinging in favor of the Dire side. Not too much further because VP are now getting back out into the lanes and continuing their farm. But yeah, huge props to Bulba and VP. Very, very clustered style position.
That was like the perfect place for Liquid to get that fight. Like on that
it's like VP weren't ready for the fight there. Like they expected it to be coming in from their side, like on the jungle side. And Liquid, they just want to find 1 or 2 people out. Maybe that's also the other reason why they didn't want to fight before when they... We'll take the engagement when we see 2 pieces slightly off on the side, and you just start picking at the back pieces of VP's line.
Yeah, and it looked like VP was going for a smoke play themselves there too. They were all like TP fit or getting ready to like clump up and get for that smoke play, and it just like, oh man, Liquid just caught them off guard for sure.
Mind is not ready to fight, Mind is ready to prep.
Yep.
What do you think about the SMY over on the Razor?
Oh, so he did go for S and Y. So he just wants speed to get away, peel off from that. So if they have a lot of lockdown to grab him. So, I mean, it gives him movement speed. It gives him a bit of damage and stuff. It's a razor. He's trying to build like a little bit of tanky things.
But does this stall up some other like major items which he could have gone for? Just because he didn't build into the mana, so he can't just get the amplification straight off him. He could have potentially got drums to make up for the movement speed.
Yeah, I don't know what other. I can't really think of what like other big item, because even when I was saying diffusal, I'm like, diffusal raise, that's like awful.
Smoke up again from Team Liquid. This time they do it the blink force up and extra movement speed. They actually put it on Miracle because you then got Bloodlust to add to all that movement speed. And they're wrapping around behind. The Dire scan doesn't see anybody. Did the Radiant scan then? No, it's still on cooldown for the moment. So Liquid do the full wraparound. They've only got another maybe 5-7 seconds left on this smoke. So they need to find an opening. Pasha, maybe their primary one. Firefly up. Who are they going to find? Pasha, wait for it. Where's that blink back? Get another good static storm. They get rid of the online, but no repels. Lil's also trapped in range, having all of his damage taken. Liquid, a fantastic initiation. Pasha kicks and it's up to no one. Recover his BKB to pump him more damage, but then you've got Matama jump straight back out again. No one just can't be a big enough Dragon Lord.
Perfect initiation from Liquid again. They get solo right away, get him before he gets any spells off, even throwing the repel like as he got jumped. So they clean him up quickly. Bulba gets a beautiful static and the Slardar and the on the so they weren't able to get like do too much there. I think I want to say Ramsey's actually got like to the side of it a rage, so he didn't die too quickly. They had level 16 Dragon Knight on the side of VP, so he had that to be able to dish out some damage, but with the open wounds heal on top of how much damage Miracle stole, they were able to heal up and actually take him down at the end.
It's amazing to the fact that Miracle's always at the front of the lines when they go in, so they're not just looking for like any kind of like bulk maneuver in that comes off the bat rider. Miracle's always had to instantly get the static link, so you said like you pop off the enrage, but at that point you've lost most of the damage which is on the Earth. And now Liquid gets they get a Yule Scepter over on Kuro, so we're adding in an extra disable on that front, and we're going to have double Yule Mind Control's building one up too. So it might be VP that just get kited out. Lifesteal's going for a Cuirass, trying to repair some of the negative armor, which gets thrown their way.
14k net worth, 500 over to the Dragon Knight for the first time in this game. Miracle's starting to get a little bit of recovery as well, picking up 2 kills in that fight. He looks like he's going to be going for that Shiva's Guard in the next 5-something minutes or so.
Right. First, again, would have the advantage in the experience. The gold is also plummeting from 12,000 down to 4,000 in the space of 5 minutes.
Very good decision making and calls made by Liquid for whoever made the last 2.
VP. It's been a while since we've seen them be the aggressors. It's always been Team Liquid who have been setting the fights in the mid lane. It was the Bat Rider looking around. They caught VP with their pants down. Second time around, it's the smoke maneuver from Team Liquid. Every other time, it's just been VP grouping up, smoking up, and catching one of the Liquid cores or Liquid's. Bulba, like he's been 100% in the money because Liquid have just known where they want to fight, and they've chosen the field.
VP's definitely feeling the pressure too. Look at them running as this 5-man cluster for the last like 40 seconds or so. They're like, we can't let them keep getting this jump on us. It's gonna lose the game if they just do this every time. We have to be the ones to make the first move.
Look at Liquid Bale. Everyone's moving north from Virtus Pro, and as 5, Team Liquid backed out.
Yeah, something I didn't really touch upon either is that they bought a gem relatively early on Bulba and they threw it to Mitro, so they've dewarded a couple wards. Not everything though, but now I see like a big circle drawn out from Bulba. Looks like he's like probably saying, let's clean up the wards. And Mind Control blinks up on the high ground, checks there.
That's the
checking another one.
Oh no, they got one more. They got one more over the Roche pit.
Yeah, but drew the circle basically saying like, we haven't cleaned up this area. They a vision around here.
And that's kind of the islands which are arriving as well. Like Matumba has finished up the Assault Cuirass. Miracle is now 600 gold away from having a Shivas. This is going to cause even more troubles when you're running 4 melee heroes against Liquid. They're going to be able to start a fantastic kite game. Like you've got Shivas, you've got heavy armor, you've got Yule Scepters galore in for Liquid. You've got All Staffs, which will probably also be coming up soon.
Yep. Matu, 8, 1, and 7. So he's part of 15 of the 16 kills for Liquid in this game. So he's having a
They have to let Miracle farm more.
Massive impact. Yeah, he's gonna have his Shivas in 300, so that's gonna be a really big pickup to kite the Ursa around as well, deal a little bit more damage and make him a lot tankier.
By the time they ready to fight them, they can attack tier 2. But this is it. So position now where it's tier 2 for tier 3. Look side of the map. Actually, I think the courier let I control see the observer ward for a moment. It's also a nice little in with on the top.
Yep.
Pressure issue. Like for a team that's been moving as 5 men, they had a smaller attack the tier 3 liquid. Even if it wasn't for a commitment on the tower, they forced to react.
Not much good's happening to Radiant's
Humble Man
bottom
with his
tower.
Bloodlust, with his AC and everything finished up. Look how fast he brings down this tower. Just chomp,
Radiant's
chomp,
bottom
chomp.
tower is no more.
Alright, it's up to VP now. How do you want to try and fight this? For the moment, they just continue to farm. The BKB not for Ramses.
Wait for that Aegis to tick out, and that's their best opportunity to go.
Actually, really short of buybacks over on VP. Need another 600 gold on Ramses until he's got his BKB.
Humble Man very far up alone, but he's got Aegis and everything, so and he's super tanky at this point with 31 armor.
He's gonna drop when he gets amplified, but Rage is such an easy way to break that.
Hey, it said he had 31, didn't it? Now it's 27. Whatever.
So you come in range of... No, that's the +2.
I'm not sure.
That's still only hitting 29 though.
I don't know. Oh, when he turns the armor, that's right.
Ah, yeah.
Armor. I was like, I swear I saw that.
No one just bought a Mal before this fight.
Yes, Radiant fortified
So there's no
structures.
buyback. Actually, the DK's still got enough money for buyback. If he wants to, if he can farm just a little bit more, he can finish his own Assault Cuirass. But I don't know. No one wants to commit the money just yet.
Yeah, they're also feeling big pressure. Like Ramses now is like, I can't rely on solo getting the repels on me. I have to build my BKB. He's gonna stop and go back for it instead of finishing up Thistle Blade, it seems. But he doesn't really have a slot for it. That's nice, unless he gets rid of a TP or drops the Vanguard Master Bandits or bad. For the time being, of course.
Shame he can't complete both. Recipe's going to cost a little bit too much as the dire from Liquid.
VP bought their own gem now.
They put a sentry down. It's like, oh, boys, they know.
Yeah. Gem picked up on solo.
Oh, Mike. Okay, everyone just watch mind control. That's almost Liquid got to do anyway. Watch a D ward.
Yep. Yule's Tranquil Boots with Bloodlust. He's pretty much hasted movement speed on the Batrider as well.
Well, that's not. Matumba's going to pop out to pick the DD. Their shot's a long way away. Finally, VP. It seems like an eternity since I've seen them group up and do a smoke maneuver, but they are finally going to do one. And the line is drawn. They want to come to the Dire Ancients.
Yeah, they actually didn't have any smokes up because they were all on cooldown for quite a bit, so...
You see the Liquid
this is
line,
their
though?
big move to go.
Liquid's line is like straight across the river. It's like these guys are becoming around this point. Matumba's on the front line, halfway through the DD route, but can they kill him off in time? The X-Bat, but the Storm is up. Slaughter has to stand there. First the can't break free. The G will buy a little bit of time to back for Miracle. Back up the hillside with a crush combined. Miracle will drop it. Second or will he? The DK, the stun is there. Razor will fall with no buyback available for both the Batrider as well as the Razor. Liquid are running home with the tower between.
Okay, Solo picks up the second. So that's a thing there for Repeat, grabbing that gem, getting 2 nice kills there. They clean up Miracle. It was very the new fresh like beef on Ramses. It was like perfect timing.
Lose racks.
Did they buy back?
No, there's no buyback, and now he's playing jump. Brought down the Ogre.
They might lose more than just 1 Rax. They have no Razor for 33 seconds. 2 sets.
Yep. VP are probably thinking, hey, the Razor got back just a second. But what are the Razor buying? Like, what did he spend his money on?
Dire's middle tower
Huh?
is falling.
He lost dancing. There's nothing on the courier.
I don't think he gained anything from it.
Oh, there goes the melee rack. Liquid just have to let it go.
Are they going to go for one? No
VP
green.
are bailing out. They got Razor up in 10
Radiant's
seconds.
top
There's no
tower
reason to
has
take the
looked
risk. They know they had to set up, but yeah, that's a bigger catch out. The fact he got caught out.
All right, I'm off your camera, Toby. Got a computer crash. Well, either way, it's a little grim for Liquid, but it's still it's kind of the same thing that we've been seeing. Like I feel like in most of these games, whoever gets that like initial jump tends to get the big pickup He picks up a new gem because they lost theirs in the previous one.
He has to buy it. Like, I still find it hilarious that Solo is carrying around each gem. Okay, there we go. The courier is going to finally grab it.
Now they've got the blade on Ramsey, so this is a huge pickup now. They're able to get, this is another like form of initiation they kind of have rather than just the Slaughter and the DK, Dragon Till and Lasso.
Let's pause. I'm sure they'll be back.
Oh, and fresh line now being drawn up again by Solar. This one is, I don't know if that's meant to be saying like Liquid are probably going to come down and do what they've done before.
So this is actually just like the, I don't know if it's like the meta of smoke ganks, but this game for sure is the game of smoke ganks. Every single smoke has been like successful for the team that's used it.
Well, who's up next? VP still progressing through Adams, even if the fight's not going 100%. Lil's able to finish up the Solar Crest.
Yep. How long do we have for restock smoke? So Liquid has one smoke on them, no smokes in stock, while VP has no smoke in stock for 6 minutes and nobody has any. So they have 6 minutes until they can make a play. No, just kidding. Solar Crest finished up on the Slaughter too, so he gets that little bonus to evasion, which they're going to actually struggle to deal to push through a bit.
Gonna help out VP's Lee's backline. Like, no one picking up a crystals. If he's able to get some big crits off in the fight, if that Darkseer can actually get a good blink back wall, combining up with Crush, combining up with that Earth Shock, you get a lot of slow and Liquid. And it was Darkseer that actually made sure that Miracle died in that last fight. Miracle was out of it, and then he got backed up onto the cliffside.
Yep.
That was the primary reason why Miracle died.
I mean, everything that VP did was just like nice little things that each specific player did. Like Solo's Guardian Angel saved Ramsey. Ramsey's his own BKB saved him. Pasha with the nice fast. Everybody just did their job perfectly. And now Solo has a positioning item as well, the Blink Dagger. So they have, is that 5 blinks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 5 blinks on the side of VP. So if you're gonna run 5 melee, buy 5 blinks.
One way to stay in position. Also, one way to really catch out Liquid as the ward gets de-watered on bot.
That was
so Liquid are very much aware of where they are, and Kura's been holding onto this smoke for a while now. And Invest, like Livestealer has been in there. I don't know if he actually just reinvested, but he was in mind control like a minute ago.
I think I heard him reinvest, I want to say, but Dire used a scan near the Roche pit, and they do actually catch.
Well, they're probably assuming the VP are in there killing off Roshan, because at this point, this is the vision. This is what Liquid see. They are going into a fight, seeing absolutely nothing. The Observer Ward from Lil's up, Miracle, looks inside, doesn't see anyone, Pasha, blink forward and back. I think did he try and clip Miracle? The back Vortex point was here.
It looked like,
so it didn't seem right.
It looked like some miscommunication there, because it looked like he wanted to go, but the rest of his team had no intention of jumping in there because everybody else held their blinks.
Well, VP wouldn't want to go in. Roshan is up. They're going to kill this thing so fast. They already repelled up Earth, so they need to get Roshan back inside the pit, but now the amplification. Roshan looks made of soggy paper, but the Batrider all the way in. Lil gets the blink from Roshan's down. A gets the portal, and Hand of Branch is the back wall. Doesn't really hit properly. There's no follower combinations. Liquid fail to all corners of the globe if they can. Drop the will drop. Kura will join him. The Yulset keeps Slaughter away from him. Kura knows like he can't TP. He's got the amplification on him. Solo's going to be there as well. So Liquid will lose to again. Another 2 heroes down with no buyback. But this time it's not the cause.
I love Lil's like the way that he does the play though. You see them that they're finishing off the Roche, and he's just like, all right, I'm jumping into them. Like, I don't give a crap if I die here. I have to delay them, push them off the Roche for a couple more seconds for us to get the Aegis and Cheese, and then they can't fight us.
Space created under.
Yep. These BKBs on the side of VP though just.
Liquid can't let another Rax go down. The D push is way too terrible for something they're not going to deal with VP just grouping up as 5 and going further, but with Disruptor coming up a second.
Look at this. I love this though.
VP
like, this is
back.
their game to lose. This is VP's game to lose pretty much now, with one set of in the mid lane, mid tower, a new claimed Roshan, 7,500 gold lead? No, 12,000 plus gold lead, or even 14,000 gold lead for them about. So as long as they're patient and play this game nice and slow and make sure that they just don't get caught off guard from Liquid, it's going to be theirs in the bag.
Oh, here they come again. The group up on bottom. And Team Liquid, if they can mop up this mid lane nice and quickly, maybe they can think about smoking out, but you see Lil's position. Okay, well, I thought he was going to hover around there just in case, but the top lane's also pushing in way too hard. Kuro has to come up here and at the wave just to keep it out.
VP's ready to go again.
Still is it going to take him? Miracle from Liquid.
Yep, fresh Dragon Knight form, so they're ready to go.
Mind Control's looking for the opening. Right now they don't see him. There is an Observer Ward just pinged out by Liquid, but alright, it's just no one. But at least no one doesn't have an Aegis, so if they initiate on him, they potentially can find a proper kill. Fortification will happen. This Dragon form is going 3/4 away through. They really can't find the opening. They put the Omni down. The Storm gets the perfect miracle, dealing up this damage, but Ramsey rages through under the cover of BKB. Turns attention to the rage of the Scepter. Will send him up. Still 224 points of stolen damage. Easily pummeled in to the Fuzzy Wuzzy, and they'll go for another one. No stuns. Rip them apart a new one. DK will come back in, but just to die, losing the Splana. Now no one. He will be caught out, stunned up, and brought down. Give more damage to Miracle. VP lose everything. At least they have buybacks. They don't claim the melee racks on bottom.
We were just saying the patience for VP, and then they get a little bit overeager. Solo gets caught out, actually a bit far up. He was basically on the ramp. It looked like he was trying to get the repel on the Dragon Knight, and Mind Control catch him perfect.
Is that the nerf of Omni Knight? Is that the range? Kicking right there in his mind. He's got to be closer. Buy an Ether Lens.
Definitely a bit of a nerf there, but also a great opportunity seized for Mind Control. And they reclaim one of the gems, I believe. No, they actually didn't reclaim any of the gems because they patched it to Pasha and he didn't die.
Yeah. Control still has got the fresh one they bought up previously.
It's almost like they have to wait for the Omni Knight Guardian Angel in order to take these fights, because every single time that it hasn't been up, they get just crushed by the massive physical damage that Liquid has to expend. And now Miracle, who's sitting at 2,000 gold, picks up a full BKB and he has another 1,000 gold to work with. Let's take a look at that swing as well.
How much does it kick down? Like the fact that VP was still dragging it out, like Liquid, they were behind by 12,000, then almost had the advantage again, and behind by 15 grand. The experience is more drastic in the change. That's a straight dive.
Yep.
But Liquid are still crippled. They still don't have their range on bottom. Their entire racks in mid is gone.
They're still hurting and trying to find the solutions that's possible, but yeah, the Drag and Ursa just a little bit ahead of the Razor is hurting a bit, and they're pretty much tied up with the Matumba.
It might be easier once Matumba can finish up this Abyssal Blade, but it looks like he's very apprehensive. Obviously, Liquid got in trouble where they didn't have buybacks.
Yeah.
It's like, do you take the risk to have such a strong lockdown? The Yule Scepter's kiting of Ramses was perfect.
Yeah.
Like, they chained that up really, really nicely. But with an Abyssal Blade, you don't just kite him, you kill him.
Yeah, that's probably... he probably just wants to be safe. Like, this is such a big game for them. Like, if they lose, so they have to play safe, but not too safe. Like, saving buybacks is fine. And Boba, once he gets this Aghanim Scepter, it's actually going to be massive, and he's pretty close to it, because, like you said, he's been landing very nicely positioned Static Storms, but in the last two engagements, they have so many BKBs that it doesn't really make too much of a difference. But once you get this, those BKBs, unless they're pre-click, are not going to be able to be used.
I wasn't even thinking about his Aghanim Scepter, because almost every disruptor we've seen play throughout this entire EU qualifier never gets this much money.
Yeah.
They're always the sacrificial ones sitting about 2k net worth. But because this game, let's just bring it up. Yeah, 8.5k. He's still the lowest net worth on the field. But there's a lot of money flooding in for both these sides.
Yep. Ramsey's now going to be going back for that Aghanim so that he has a way to peel out a couple of the stuns, remove those disables. Obviously not the Static Storm by any means, but...
We have Solar. Okay, this is a nice way to keep him distance. He's getting an Aghanim Scepter.
Yep. Like we said, the Guardian Angel seems to be the success for them in team fight, so if he can just use it from downtown, he doesn't have to worry about anything.
Bulba's got his.
He's got it finished up already?
Yep.
Okay, so he probably sold something to pick it up.
I think so. I'm not exactly certain what, but either way, he's got the Aghanim Scepter now. And they wrap around, so under the cover of smoke, VP are still as 5. And what's coming out in this courier? That's someone else's Aghanim Scepter.
Radiant Scan, it actually clips them. They've got a smoke up now too. They know that Liquid's going for this. Dire Scan was the one, and the Radiant Scan was the bottom one that actually clipped a little bit of Liquid.
Yeah, Liquid's out. They put down a knife.
They see Liquid running into their jungle.
Liquid's bailing. Liquid's bailing. Everyone, they're going fountain.
Yeah, 5-man TP out. They're like, our base is being pushed in. They know that we're in their jungle. They saw us for a second, and all 3 waves are being pushed in.
God, you can smell the fear. Liquid, no, they cannot afford to lose one more game. They have to hold their ground. But while they do this, they lose so much of the map. Because the lanes will continue to push in.
Yeah.
Like the bottom lane is already pushing the tier 3 tower. Someone has to go down to deal with that. Miracle's dealing with the top, but I suppose, like, what are you going to lose? A little bit of life off the melee rack is going to regenerate anyway. The lifesteal has been sitting inside of mind control forever.
Still looking for net worth though. He is the top one still, and he did something now, and it's on the courier. It's almost the full abyssal blade.
He's just staying close enough. Like his surplus is 142 gold. He's buying up as much as he can while still holding his buyback. Upside for Liquid is Deep Observer Ward from their smoke maneuver. They're able to see just how far Ramses is back. So they understand they can move out of their base. VP are not in a position where they are looking to fight right away. But Liquid also have no, like, where's their other ward? The other ward is a pretty defensive one in the front of Roshan.
VP has no wards down though right now.
Yeah, what is their, like,
I think they have a bunch
literally
of stuff.
nothing.
Yeah, they have 2 in stock, but Solo is like, Magnums is the most important item in the game right now. Let me farm this. Somebody else buy the wards or something. Otherwise, they're just going to sit in stock.
It's actually kind of lucky for VP that they didn't, like Liquid didn't engage in them a little bit earlier. It was Ramses' Aghanim Scepter that was on that courier when VP was when Liquid was moving in. So he wouldn't have had it for the fight and potentially could have, in fact, lost the courier with it on. Tubberman's going to send visions in. They'll see it's a very quick Roshan spawn.
Liquid doesn't, I mean, they kill it pretty fast with the Lifestealer and Bloodlust, but they do still be a little bit careful.
They can let Tubberman do it, like he's not going to lose too much.
Kills it pretty darn fast.
And he's
not
just using the illusions to scout around the outside.
Kuro's like, yo, move up, I can Bloodlust you from there. There you go.
Look closer.
So now
And
they
then
get
he
the
can
open
open
wounds,
wounds up.
medallion, and yeah, so Matumba will just be able to solo this with the open wounds and everything, and VP's afraid of the jump.
That's a really safe play. Like, potentially they could have contested this, but again, as you saw Solo's Aghanims, that he's probably sitting there going, this is really, really important.
Did he sell something for it?
He just,
He sold his to finish it up.
But now there's Aegis and cheese.
And that is the cheese on the Aegis is on Miracle, while he also has Talisman of Evasion plus a fresh AB that he still hasn't used.
He can
Mind
buy the full
control
butterfly
cheese.
because he's got the security of the Aegis too. Like, he's still another 3,300 on him.
Yeah, he's almost got it.
They might be worried about the tier 4 towers, however.
Yeah. Yeah, taking almost half damage. Matu is 400 gold until he can safely buy that Abyssal and have a buyback if he wants to. Oh my goodness, though.
Matumba still hasn't finished the Abyssal.
This game.
Come on.
Yeah, he's very close to, like I was saying, 400 gold until he wants to buy it safely. Whew.
I think this is as safe as he's probably going to get for now.
Yeah.
Like, Miracle's also, like, he spent his money already on the quarter star. And it's on its way out.
VP, they are bought out. They have not saved for buyback, I don't think, at all.
No, everyone's trying. Liquid currently hold 4 buybacks, so they can defend pretty well from inside the. The problem is they seem to be a very long way out of position. Lil shows himself in the mid, blink, crush, and amplifies up, instantly moves from inside the glimmer. But then the last two, taking out the slaughter, taking out his amplification. We're not hitting him up quite properly just yet, and maybe now. No, VP just didn't even rotate. We'll come back to defend. That is a dead slaughter.
Was he just trying to get info or something, or did he like jump on Kuroki?
He moved into the creep wave, and then the creep wave swim, and then it looked like he moved back up to the dire jungle, like he wanted to escape, but he saw a hero and went, YOLO.
So now, Miracle, like you said, finishing up with that butterfly. They have Solar Crest on Kuroki, so massive amounts of evasion that Ursa and Dragon Knight aren't able to really deal with because they don't have MKBs.
Can they push fast enough before that comes up? I suppose there's still fortifications. No, they can't.
Still, they're starting to hit pretty hard, and with that Bloodlust, they're pretty intimidating with the life Razor.
They're still moving down the mid. Still no buybacks for VP. 50 gold away for Ramses to get his. And they're going to at least knock on the one for Revertus Pro. There is an observer on the hill. Mind Control is going to see it with a sticky nape on. So all that wonderful vision from VP has been basking in. Oh, the jump. Lil with the crush. Razor is the only one taking the damage, but they couldn't get
Lil
caught in.
Get to me.
Down. 1 minute without it. They blink into the back line. Omni-Knight. He can't get the GA off. He's dragged back into the storm. Randy's in the middle of it too. The damage is too much. Even the bash coming in from a tunnel, but they've got him. Being in 80 seconds without the Earth of Warrior. If Liquid cottoned onto this. And maybe he does have it now. Okay. They're going to try and defend. There goes your tier 3 tower. They can focus on the racks. They're still no Omni and Sparta for a long, long time.
Oh man.
Jump in, Pasha back into the wall. The sun's over the line. Still Randy trying to go ham, but then the armor turns on Matama still has the infested Randy out too far, down too long.
Miracle had done.
They know it's dropping back after the buyback, and this is the time for Team Liquid to force into a third. GG is the call, as Berta Throw will be forced into a decider. Team Liquid
Pulled out a miracle, honestly, in this game. VP being a little bit too eager going in, but Solo's positioning in those fights really kind of screwed them a bit. Like, he tried to step up to get that repel off, but even though you can say it might be Solo's positioning,